Mixer and Twitch, it is I, the mega famous DJ Winza, and, well, my plans for today's game fell through, like, instantly, like, 10 minutes ago. But I did have a contingency. I'll just not do this Monday, and I'll do it right now for you guys. So, I am going to help you decide what class you may want to use in Adventure League. Hey, Dote!
Hi, Dote!
And, you know, people that are already have access to my Discord, feel free to join. Just don't be really loud and rowdy, because who knows? You might have a question I would be happy to answer about this specific subject. Now, I am not... I don't expect me to give you, like, Chris Perkins or Jeffrey... oh gosh, what's his name? Hold on.
Fail.
Let me open my player's handbook. Let's see. Jeffrey... Where is it? Jeremy Crawford. Sorry, not Jeffrey. Jeremy Crawford. Or Mike Merles. I'm not an expert like them, but I do know my shit, because I have been living and breathing Dungeons and Dragons since this woman right here, who's off frame, whose arm was on frame. See, this is her. That's her pumpkin. And that was also her lobster further down. Since she got me back into Dungeons and Dragons, I used to play back in 2nd edition and a little bit of 3rd edition and a tiny bit of 3.5. And I think they were just playtesting 4th edition, which they spent way too little time on. Hey, Marco Amazo. Let me turn this a little bit so I can be more centered in frame. Now, before I get started, I have to blow my nose because I can't breathe.
Ew.
Hey, at least it's not someone hurling.
Stop it.
Alright, so, first and foremost, we are going to be reiterating the races from last time. There are a lot of them. They're the basics. I'm just going to go through them super quick. Just naming them. And if you guys remember, awesome. If you don't, well, then that's your own fucking fault. Go watch that stream. I'm just going to say it quick. Dwarf, elf, halfling, human, dragonborn, gnome, half-elf, half-orc, tiefling. I don't have that book out. Son of a bitch. No, that's Mordenkainen's. Volo's Guide to Monsters. Okay.
Also, I'm here. Hello.
Yes, so is Billy.
Hey, how's it going?
Alright, the other races were Aasimar, Furbolg, Goliath, Kenku, Lizardfolk, Tabaxi, Triton, and it just says Monstrous Adventures. God damn you, Volo's Guide to Monsters. Let me scroll over. Not scroll. It's
Flip.
not scrolling. Flip over. I'm doing backflips and everything. Bugbears, goblins, hobgoblins, kobolds, orcs, and Yuan-Ti purebloods. There we fucking go. Those are the races to pick from. And by the way, you need the book that the thing you're looking for is in. So if you're wanting any of that last group, and you're going to be playing Adventure League, you're going to have Volo's Guide to Monsters. Or another person you know has to be like, here you go. Use Volo's Guide to Monsters so you can pick that race.
And then at that point, you can't use, like, Xanthars.
You can't use Xanathars for spells or subclasses. You can't use Sword Coast Adventures for subclasses. You can't use the DMG for subclasses. You can't use Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica at all, which I mentioned last time, which I think is kind of bullshit. But at the same time, I hope that goes. I hope that goes Adventure League legal soon, because there's a lot of good in that book. Like, you can run an entire campaign with just that book and maybe the regular player's handbook. And that's it. What time is it in America? It is 8:05 p.m. So for you, it's probably midnight. Anyway, putting Volos down because I won't need it for the rest of this stream, I hope. I really hope. Anyway, so we're going to go over what kind of jobs you can have in Dungeons and Dragons. 1 a.m.? I guess you're an hour ahead of Scorpio.
Yeah, it's only 12:07 here.
Man, that Brexit happened fast.
Can't happen fast enough.
Yeah, well, it's going to be horrible for your country. Let's just point that out. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm just hoping we get out before this Article 13 thing comes through. I need my memes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's dumb. Anyway, so I'm not going to read the whole thing verbatim, but I am going to go into a little bit of each class and different subclasses you can choose at different levels. We're going to start with Barbarian, because that's the first one they have in the player's handbook. Now, you may think, oh, hey, he's nothing but a meathead that goes and hits things. You're half right. They are primarily melee damage with a lot of tanking abilities. Like, for example, Rage, which is one of their defining features, by default allows them to cut the damage in half for piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning damage. So that all does half damage to you. So it's basically like you double your HP as long as you're not hit by elements. There are a few other things you can get with subclasses. I'll get into those in a moment. Another really good feature of the Barbarian is the Reckless Attack or Danger Sense abilities. Reckless Attack allows you to give all of your attacks advantage for a turn, and it allows you to, the cost for it is you suddenly now are attacked at advantage. So if I attack her recklessly, now she can hit me at advantage every time she attacks. And so can, I'll just say my phone over here can hit me at advantage. There, see, it keeps on hitting me. You hear that? Jesus Christ. What the hell? I guess I gotta keep up on this.
Silent.
Yes. Am live now. Lol. There we go. And you're right, I should probably mute it. Well, no, because I know Hector's going to show up, and he's going to be pissed that he doesn't hear the ring.
You have the phone right here on silent.
And then I get this, like...
Fine.
My fucking headset sucks. Anyway, let's keep going. They also gain the brutal critical ability, which allows barbarians. Let me get to it. It allows you to add another dice to your critical hits. Now you see, half-orcs get that automatically, but brutal critical, barbarians can get that, and they stack. So imagine, if you will, a half-orc barbarian sporting a great sword, or not a great sword, but a great axe, and then getting a natural 20. So they suddenly have an extra d12 from their racial brutal critical ability. And at level 17, 3 more d12s for brutal critical. So yeah, that's quite brutal, indeed. Their primal paths, which are their subclasses, are just in the player's handbook starting out. There is Path of the Berserker, which that one features Frenzy, which allows you to do an extra attack on your bonus action. However, the drawback to that is at the end of your rage, you get a stack of fatigue. So you don't want to do that too often, because it'll make you really fucking tired. Mindless Rage at level 6, which allows you to resist being frightened or charmed. And if you are charmed or frightened before you enter your rage, raging suspends the effects. So you still have the effect, it's just if you're raging longer than the effect will wear off, and you'll still have been able to do whatever you wanted while you were raging. It's a pretty cool ability. Also, Intimidating Presence. This one, I haven't read this one before because I didn't go with this subclass on my Barbarian. Hold on. Hello, Yilva. What up? Let's see. Level 10, you can use your action to frighten someone with your menacing presence. When you do so, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. If the creature can see or hear you, it must succeed at a wisdom saving throw, charisma modifier plus proficiency plus 8, or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn. On subsequent turns, you can use your action to extend the duration of this effect on the frightened target. It lasts until either A, if it ends its turn out of line of sight of you, or more than 60 feet from you. Give me 1 second, I need to drink. I know, it's like listening to paint dry. Shut up. The last one is retaliation. Basically, someone hits you, you hit them back. That's at 14. Let's see. Just reading the chat. Anyway, the next one is probably the most popular. Animal Totem, or Path of the Totem Warrior. This one, I'll go into why in a moment. But it's also expanded upon in, let me get the book, it's the bottom one, just my luck. And actually, I think this and a couple of the other subclasses. Yeah, this also has subclasses in it. Give me 1 second, and thank you for your patience, everyone. This one has totems that are in this book. Sword Coast Adventures Guide. The Sword Coast Adventures are pretty much the default area that Adventure League uses. It's also the default world of Dungeons and Dragons. So, I had to open this one so I could get the 2 animals it adds to this. But at level 3, you get the Spirit Seeker ability, and it allows you to cast Beast Sense and speak with animals only as rituals. So basically, they can cast them for. It takes 10 minutes, but then they get the effect of the spell. And they also get Totem Spirit. And this one's completely dependent on which animal you choose, and gives a completely different ability. And I'm now going to go over them, starting with the one that almost everyone picks because most people are boring. Bear. Just get this one right out of the way. While raging, you have resistance to all damage except psychic. So, fire, necrotic, radiant, force, lightning, thunder. Yes, those are 2 different elements. Cold, all of that. You're resistant to. They all deal half damage. Except for psychic. And most players will look at that and be like, yeah, I'm going to be a god! Until someone casts Charm Person or casts Hold Person. Then you're just going to be standing there like, and then just ping you with Psychic until you die. Next up, Eagle. When you're raging and aren't wearing heavy armor, other creatures have disadvantage on opportunity attack rolls against you. You can use the dash as a bonus action on your turn, and the Spirit of the Eagle makes you into a predator who can weave through the fray with ease. Basically, with that one, the big bad evil guy is behind a group of his soldiers. Okay, I'm going to move and use my bonus action to dash, and if they try to hit me with their opportunity attacks as I run by, they don't have advantage. Ha 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 ha. Other than that, it's not really that spectacular. Next one is Wolf. While you are raging, your friends have advantage on melee attack rolls against any creature within 5 feet of you that is hostile to you. So basically, you activate pack tactics on everyone else. Level 6, Aspect of the Beast. Oh, wait, no. I've still got to finish the level 3s, because there are 2 in the Sword Coast Adventure Guide, and I'm an idiot. Elk. When you're raging and aren't wearing heavy armor, your walking speed is increased by 15 feet. It's not as good as being able to dash on your bonus action, but you are always moving an extra 15 feet. Period. Like always. Every time. And Tiger. While you're raging, you can add 10 feet to your long jump distance and 3 feet to your high jump distance. So, if you fight on a lot of uneven ground or someone's like in the air, you can add an additional 3 feet to smack them out of the sky. Or jump across a long chasm and bring the pain down. Alright, level 6. Bear. You gain the might of the bear. Most of the bigger races already kind of have this ability, but it does stack. It basically makes it so that you can double the amount of stuff you can carry and lift, and it also allows you to have advantage on strength checks made to push, pull, lift, or break objects. Although, oddly enough, you already have that by raging in general. So that just doesn't really do anything new. Then there is Eagle. You gain the eyesight of an eagle. You can see up to 1 mile away with no difficulty, able to discern even the fine details. Though looking at something no more than 100 feet away from you. And dim light doesn't impose disadvantage. Most DMs don't care about that, though. They usually forget that dim light causes disadvantage, and that darkness makes dark vision see as if in dim light, so they should be attacking at disadvantage. They just know where the target is, whereas a human without dark vision would not know where the target is, so might not attack in the right direction. I'll get to Ranger eventually, although I might end up having to do several classes.
Or just talk faster.
Yeah, shut up. I might have to do each class individually on one of these, because...
Okay, Hamburger.
Jeez, well, no, they only do, like, basically a quick build. That's it.
Sure.
I'm doing a deep dive and giving, like, or not advantages. Well, yes, advantages of what everything has, and, advice on how to use it.
Okay.
So basically, Eagle makes you see better. Wolf. You gain the hunting sensibilities of a wolf, and... What? It just gives you the ability to stealth better when traveling at a normal pace, and that's it. For aspect of the beast for elk and tiger. Elk. Whether mounted or on foot, your travel pace is doubled. So basically, you and everyone who's with you can travel at 60 feet per second. Or 60 feet every round, rather. And Tiger, you gain proficiency in 2 skills, athletics, acrobatics, stealth, and survival, that you don't already have. So you get more skills. Not terrible. This one's probably the weakest level for the animal totem.
I mean, it depends on how the DM is running the game.
Yeah.
Because if there's a lot of skill checks, then
Tiger is probably the best.
Yeah.
But yeah, this level 6, I mean, is the most useless abilities. Because none of these really look super useful for someone who just smashes things a lot.
Not all barbarians.
I know, I play one that's not like that. Although he does laugh a lot about stupid stuff. Anyway, level 10, you get Commune with Nature, but only as a ritual. Which I think is you speak to the plants or something like that. I
believe so, to
get
info. Also helpful in a roleplay, like, campaign.
Yeah. And the last one is Totemic Attunement at level 14. Hopefully these aren't crappy, like level 6. Bear. While you're raging, any creature within 5 feet of you that is hostile of you has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets other than you, as long as that's going on. An enemy is immune to its effect, this effect if it can't see or hear you, or if it cannot be frightened. That's actually not too bad for a tank, but having to wait for something like that until level 14, most campaigns don't last that long. Eagle. While raging, you have a flying speed equal to your current walking speed. This benefit works only in short bursts. If you fall if you end your turn in the air and nothing else is holding you aloft. So basically, you become a flying barbarian for 6 seconds and then fall.
Good if you have to get up something quickly.
Good if you also have to attack a guy who's 30 feet above you.
Yeah.
Jump, like, full height, and then fly full speed. Whack!
And then come back down to the ground.
And then... about 2d6 fall damage. Hold on, what?
Moose, if you put some clear nail polish on the keys and then let it dry, that'll help seal the keys from wearing off. Just a little bit. Like, just over the actual letters and numbers. And then let it completely dry.
We
That'll
do a
help.
lot of tips here. Just the tip. Anyway, Wolf is the next one. While you're raging, you can use a bonus action on your turn to knock a large or smaller creature prone when you hit it with your melee attack.
That's useful.
That is a useful ability. A lot of people take that one when they don't have these two available. Elk. This one's the capstones for Elk and Tiger are actually pretty good. While raging, you can use a bonus action during your move to pass through the space of a large or smaller creature. That creature must succeed on a strength saving throw. Your strength plus proficiency plus 8. Or be knocked prone and take bludgeoning damage. 1d12 plus your strength modifier. So it's actually a little better than the wolf, honestly. And the last one is Tiger. While you're raging, if you move at least 20 feet in a straight line toward a target, large or smaller, right before you make a melee attack against it with your weapon, you can use a bonus action to make an additional melee attack against it. So, yeah, the tiger and the elk definitely take the most useful for offense. She just asked you another question. I am explaining classes. What kind of job is right for you in D&D? So right now I'm doing Barbarian. I hope I can get to others, but I'm also doing their subclasses. I was going to just be short about it, but then I'm like, fuck it. And I already have Sword Coast Adventures open, and they have one more subclass for Barbarians before I get to Xanathar's Guide, which has 3. Path of the Battle Rager. This one primarily in if you can only really use it in Adventure League if you are a dwarf. Like, it even says this is dwarf only.
No, Moose, there's not a specific job each race must have. In the original D&D, you just chose, like, the elf, the dwarf. But now you get to choose your class and your race separately. Yeah,
so you can be a halfling paladin. You can be an orcish wizard. You can be a dwarven bard. The limit is just your imagination. Like, I have a lizard lizard ranger. Marcus also has a lizard folk ranger. Marcus has a lizard folk barbarian. Both of them completely different ways of fighting. I use twin scimitars that I made from the jaw of a giant crocodile. He uses a big ass fucking great axe. Anyway, moving on. Battle Rager. They are all about a special set of armor, and it's like the only time you'll really see a barbarian wearing armor, because they usually rely on unarmored defense, which is your dexterity, your constitution, and 10. So, yeah. They usually tend to have high constitutions, and high dex also affects your AC anyway. But these, they get armor, which is 14 plus their dex mod. Maximum 2. It's called spiked armor, and everything is all about using the spiked armor. You can use it as a weapon. It deals 1d4 piercing damage, and you can attack using it as a bonus action at level 3. And if you grapple a creature, the target takes 3 piercing if your grapple check succeeds. Reckless Abandon. While raging, you also gain temporary hit points equal to your Constitution modifier, and they vanish if any of them are left when your rage ends. Not bad. You want to create... halflings are hobbits. Long story, but Gygax couldn't get Tolkien to write it off, so he just renamed them halflings. So, because it was a term they were referred to as in the book once, right? Somewhere.
Yeah. Multiple times.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So he just took the term halflings and ran with it. Battle Rager Charge. You can take the dash action as a bonus action while you're raging. Not a bad thing, because some of these actually give the barbarian stuff to do with their bonus action, which they usually don't have. And at 14, Spiked Retribution. Basically, it makes it so that any enemy that attacks you in melee takes 3 damage from your spikes. Alright, so now I need to grab
more stuff.
Yeah. I need to grab another book. And the stuff in Ravnica, I'm going to be adding at the end like I did with the races. Only because they're not in regular...
Adventure League.
Yeah, thank you. Jesus Christ, almost an hour on Barbarians. And I have 3 left! God damn.
It's been half an hour. Don't.
Shh. It's the goddamn animal barbarians. They're fuck. Anyway. Neither. You can have both on the same team. Orcs and halflings. Cool. You can be a half-orc. I love half-orcs. I play a half-orc. He's a badass motherfucker, too. Anyway, so, they have a few extra things, like just personal totems or tattoos and stuff for your barbarian, but anyway, that's not what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the primal paths. So, the new primal paths in Xanathar's guide, I actually chose this one, Path of the Ancestral Guardian. I love this one. The abilities, 3rd level is Ancestral Protectors. I'll just give you the brief that I know of. You smack a dude, and if he tries to attack anyone but you, he has disadvantage to hit them. And if he still hits them, they resist half of the damage, no matter what it is. So he only hits them half as hard, even if he still hits. 6th level, Spirit Shield. Just got that ability in Adventure League. Basically, someone hits one of my buddies that's, like, within 30 feet, I believe? Yeah, 30 feet. As a reaction, I can be like, no, you don't take 2d6 of that. And it goes up at 10th level to 3d6 and 14th level to 4d6. And I can't wait to get the chance to use that ability. Last we saw Uzex, he had a wizard he had to protect. Oh yeah. Anyway. 10th level. I don't really have experience with this because I'm not level 10 yet. But it's called Consult the Spirits, and I need the drink. I'm dry. I'm drinking and drying. I needed that. That was for the ladies. Consult the Spirits. At 10th level, you gain the ability to consult with your ancestral spirits. When you do so, you can cast the Augury or Clairvoyance spell without using a spell slot or material components. Rather than creating a spherical sensor, you use this Clairvoyance invisible summons one of your ancestral spirits to the chosen location. And Wisdom is my spellcasting ability for these, so I don't get disadvantages. High five! Alright. And you can't use the feature again until you do a rest.
Any rest?
Any rest. Short or long. So it's pretty dope. Then the last one, which I also don't have experience with, is Vengeful Ancestors at 14. They become powerful enough to retaliate. When I use my Spirit Shield to reduce the damage of an attack, the attacker takes an amount of force damage equal to the damage the Spirit Shield prevents. So, someone comes along and smacks one of my friends, they take, what was it again, 4d6? 4d6 damage. And the friend takes 46 less. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Awesome sauce.
The next one on the list is Storm Herald. John played one of these, and he said it's really situational. It's kind of similar to Animal Totems in that it's one base with a handful of options.
Our place is a mess.
Huh?
Just looking in our place is a mess.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna look better when we change venue.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Cross my testicles. Oh, don't do that, kids.
Fingers.
Anyway, so at level 3, they get a Storm Aura, and let's just see. It extends 10 feet from you, but not through total cover. It activates when you rage. And it also has something that activates when you activate it to begin with, and you can use your bonus action to reactivate that. You can change your environment choice whenever you gain a level. So this one you can just swap in and out, depending on how long you expect to be in a particular topography. Actually, I think this one makes it sort of like Final Fantasy's Geomancer class. I kind of dug that class. It was shitty in its first incarnation, but it was really good in a lot of the others where multiple effects happen. Anyway, I digress. Desert. When this effect is activated, all other creatures in this aura take 2 fire damage each. The damage increases. All other creatures? Shit. It increases at 5th, 4th, to 3 at 5th, 4 at 10th, 5 at 15th, and 6 at 20th. But it just activates, and it does that damage automatically when it activates. C. You choose one other creature you see with this aura. The target must make a Dex saving throw. The target takes 1d6 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The damage increases, same as the previous one, Oh, no. Starting at higher levels, because you start with 1d6. 2d6 at 10th, 3d6 at 15th, 4d6 at 20th. And Tundra. When this effect is activated, each creature of your choice in the aura gain 2 temporary hit points. And that goes up to 3 at 5th, 4 at 10th, 5 at 15th, and 6 at 20th.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Gesundheit, baby. Ugh. Level 6. You get more stuff for your aura. Desert, you gain resistance to fire damage, and you don't suffer the effects of extreme heat. As an action, you can touch a flammable object that isn't being worn or carried by anyone, and set it on fire. Whoosh! Oh god, my tissues. Anyway. C. You gain resistance to lightning damage, and can breathe underwater. You also gain a swimming speed of 30 feet. Not bad. Great if you're doing an underwater themed campaign.
Yeah.
And Tundra. You gain resistance to cold damage, and you don't suffer the effects of extreme cold. And as an action, you can touch water and turn a 5-foot cube of it into ice, which melts after a minute. It fails if there's a creature inside the cube. Jesus Christ, everybody is talking. Talking about people. Alright, anyway. And finally, Shielding Storm at level 10. You learn to use your mastery of the storm to protect others. Each creature of your choice has the damage resistance you gained from the Storm Soul feature created by your Storm Aura. Not bad. So, just sticking around your barbarian, you're no longer affected by extreme heat if they're desert, extreme cold if they're tundra, or resistance to lightning and can breathe underwater if they're sea and have a swim speed. Shit. And finally, Raging Storm at 14. Desert. Immediately after a creature in your aura hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to force that creature to make a dex saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes fire damage equal to half your barbarian level.
Nice.
Not bad. C. When you hit a creature in your aura with an attack, you can use your reaction to force that creature to make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is knocked prone as if struck by a wave. Not bad.
Killer.
A lot of the capstone for the subclasses on Barbarian are to knock people down. I still think the elk one is the best. Really? You're going to do tub thumping?
Yep.
Thump.
I like that song.
I like you. Anyway, the last one is Tundra. Whenever the effect of your Storm Aura is activated, you can choose one creature you can see in the aura. That creature must succeed on a strength saving throw, or its speed is reduced to 0 until the start of your next turn, as magical frost covers it. Cool. You're going to get job assistance classes. Well, don't go Barbarian. I don't think you'll do very well. And finally, Path of the Zealot. So, oh god, who do we know that is choosing this? I think it was Rick.
I don't know. I know Ashley's character did this. not Pike.
And not the Ashley we know, but Ashley from Critical Role. I want to say Zara, but it's Yasha. I was one letter away. Ow, my butt. Ugh. I need one of those, like, rings. Ugh. Anyway. So, I'm not going to go into the roleplay part of it, so anyway. Divine Fury at level 3. When you're raging, the first attack you make, you get to do 1d6 plus half of your barbarian level extra damage. And you can choose, when you gain the feature, whether you want it to be radiant or necrotic. So if you're like a zealot of an evil god, you're probably going to go with necrotic. But if you're a god of holiness and light, you'll probably choose radiant.
My favorite
Milkshake
class...
brings all the boys to the yard?
No, my favorite class would probably be druid, because it's the most like my personality.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, and a love for nature.
Do you want me to do that one next? We'll be here for a while.
No, stay
It'll
in
be another
alphabetical
hour.
Order. Stay in alphabetical
I am
order.
almost done with Barbarian, by the way, and it's been 47 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah! There's a lot to go over. Alright, and it's mainly because they're ones that have multiple choices within the choice. Anyway. Also at level 3, you get Warrior of the Gods. Excuse me. If a spell such as Raise Dead has the sole effect of restoring you to life, but not undeath, the caster doesn't need material components to cast the spell. So they can just be like, oh my god, you fell, revivify! Oh, I still have the diamond. Sweet. You're back up! Even sweeter! So, you know.
Helpful.
Yeah, it's really helpful.
Because healing people is expensive.
Yeah, it's like a 500 G diamond for Revivify, 1,000 for Raise Dead, and what was it, 10,000 for True Resurrection?
I think so.
Yeah, fucking... No, I'm not doing orcs. I already did orc in the last video. Go watch that. It's 2 hours long. I was really worried, full of words. I spoke a lot. And I
Shocker.
Shut up. Level 6, Fanatical Focus. The divine power that fuels your rage can protect you. If you fail a saving throw while you're raging, you can re-roll it. And you must take the new roll. You can use it once per rage, which is a little different than once per rest. Mainly because your rages refill on a long rest, not a short rest. Anyway, Zealous Presence at level 10. Getting into the Zealot here. You learn to channel divine power to inspire zealotry in others. As a bonus action, you unleash a battle cry infused with divine energy. Up to 10 creatures of your choice within 60 feet of you can hear your voice. Gain advantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the start of your next turn. You can't use it again until you finish a long rest. So basically it's like, you know, Hail the Conquering Hero! And then everybody for that round has advantage. Finally, Rage Beyond Death. Beginning at 14th level, the divine power that fuels your rage allows you to shrug off fatal blows. While you're raging, having 0 hit points doesn't knock you unconscious. You still must make death saving throws, and you suffer the normal effects of taking damage while at 0 hit points. However, if you would die due to failing death saving throws, you won't die until your rage ends. And you die then only if you still have 0 hit points. So...
Very helpful.
Yeah, Zealots...
are the super tanks.
Yeah. They don't die.
Easy.
It's very fucking hard to kill them. Like, you need to, I guess, have a wish after they're dead to make sure they can no longer be resurrected or something like that. But that is barbarians. Huh?
That would be a mean use of wish.
If it was an evil barbarian... Yeah, exactly.
Still mean.
Orc or half-orc. Either one is okay. Half-orc gets, like, brutal critical and the ability to get back up after being knocked to 0 HP. And full orc gets the ability to do a dash as a bonus action to close the gap between them and their targets. They also get -2 intelligence, which is a weird ability to have, but still. So...
Howdy,
Hector. Oh shit, it's HD Cat. What up? You just missed an hour of me explaining barbarians and their subclasses. Oh my god. Alright, so...
Next is Bard.
We don't have to do Bard just yet. What I will do is... I will give you guys a minute or two to decide what class you want to hear about next. And I'm going to go to the table of contents so I can read the class list. And you guys just post the one you want to hear about. Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard. I didn't say 2A. I just said HD Cat. Because that's fine. Motherfucker. You can vote, babe.
I say continue in alphabetical order.
So you say Bard. What about you, Scorpio?
I second what Cassie said. May as well just go through it in alphabetical order so you don't miss any.
Mm-hmm.
You might forget, and we won't hear about bards.
All right. Well, no one else.
Plus, I like logic. Logic is good.
Yeah. I farted. In the future. Now it's the past. That was for you, Cassie, because I love you. All right, so we'll just do bards. Here we go.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. Got to get back to bards. All right, so first let me dispel a couple of myths. Oh God, that smells like rotten eggs. Ugh. I'm sorry.
I hate you.
I love you so much. Oh, man. I think I'm going to kill us both. Oh, it's from the beans we had for breakfast, babe. And the cabbage.
Fuck you.
All right, anyway. A lot of people think of bards as just the kind of people that want to go have sex with everyone. No, they don't have to do that. Bard can be... Huh?
Nothing.
They could simply be someone who's really good at telling stories, or they can be someone who just is a poet and wants to be by themselves, or they can be a really inspiring speech teller, like the leader of a guard that are about to go and attack a criminal stronghold or something. He can be the one that inspires his troops to fight with their all. Or you can just be a rock star that has sex with everybody. Up to you. So, they gain an ability... They have an ability called Inspiration. It's different from Dungeon Master Inspiration. Guys, don't argue. Anyway. Inspiration from a DM is you get like one thing I guess you can use as a charge to give your character advantage on something, or give it to someone else so they have advantage on something you want them to have advantage on. Like, oh hey, I really need to hit this big bad evil guy, or oh hey, I really need that rogue to pick that lock, or I really need that wizard to find out the history of this item. Something like that. Bardic Inspiration is different. You normally can only use it as an addition to attack rolls, or saving throws, or skill checks. And it goes up with their level. So, at level 1, they do D6s as Bardic Inspiration, so you roll an additional D6 and add that to whatever you rolled. It goes up at level 5 to D8, and D10 at level 10, and D12 at level 15. And the number of Bardic Inspirations you have, hold on. It is, where is it? Somewhere. It is whatever your charisma modifier is. So if you've got a high charisma, you've got a lot of inspiration to give out. Up until a certain point, your inspiration refills on a long rest only, but as you gain levels, you get the font of inspiration at level 5. You gain them back on short rests in addition to long rests. And then level 20, you get superior inspiration, which if you roll for initiative and don't have any inspiration charges left, you just get 1. So you at least have 1 when battle starts. This is a primary casting class, which you might not think that of a bard, because, they can still use a rapier, they can still use, like, melee weapons, and some of their subclasses can use shields, and bows and arrows. They use simple weapons and stuff, and some martial. Let's see. Just looking real quick. They have their own spell list. I won't go into the spells because there's a fucking lot of them. Just Google Bard 5e spell list, and you can see the entire list there, and they've got the descriptions of what the fucking spells do. Have fun doing that yourself. Yes, my beard is purple again. My hair is blue, but I've got it tied back. Anyway, they can also ritual cast like a wizard and a cleric. And I don't know if druids can ritual cast. I think they can. Let me just quickly check. And thank you guys for your patience while I check. Ritual casting. Yes, druids can ritual cast. So yeah. They also have a Jack of all trades ability, which allows them to add half of their proficiency modifier to all of their skills, and that includes their initiative, oddly enough, which is pretty fucking dope. So even though, I don't have as high of initiative because of my dex like some of my comrades on my team on my bard, I augment that with the extra points given from half of my proficiency. So, yeah. And all of my proficiencies are at least a 2 right now because of it. So anything that you're not already proficient in, you get proficiency. They also get expertise at 3rd level, and again at 10th level. So they gain expertise. Basically lets you double your proficiency modifier on a particular skill. Rogues are very, very popular for this reason, because they get, what, like 4 at level 1? They get a lot. They get a lot of expertise. What?
Do the water thing. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna go get some.
Okay.
It's my notebook.
Okay. But yeah, bards get that ability too, because they are a little bit of everything. They also, let's see, this one's not that spectacular in ability. It's called Song of Rest. It also goes up as you level, starting at D6, then D8 at 9th level, D10 at 13th, and D12 at 14th level. And you just give people that many HP just by doing something during a short rest. And... Not unhelpful, you're right. Counter Charm. Basically, you can use your song to disrupt charming effects. Although, it doesn't... This is probably one of their least useful abilities, because you don't really run into these kind of things that often.
Depends on the DM.
Well, yeah, it depends on the DM, but for the most part, most DMs don't usually use a lot of specifically charm effects. I mean, if you're in, like, Curse of Strahd and you're dealing with vampires all the time, yeah, this is a useful ability. Basically, it gives advantage to people trying to break charm effects. They also automatically get Magical Secrets at level 10, which allows them to pull 2 spells from any other caster's spell list. That was also for you, baby.
So I'm not going back to sit down for a minute. Okay.
No. So that is the base bard. Then there are the colleges. Bardic colleges. Yeah, this is gonna take a fucking long time. Yeah, this is gonna take the whole extra hour. Starting with the first one in the player's handbook, I'm gonna end with the last one in... Actually, let me double check Sword Coast Adventure Guide, because I think there's one in here for bards. Let me just double check. No. Ah! Shit. Sorry. I don't need this anymore, at least not for tonight. Anyway. So yeah, there's this, there's Xanathar's Guide, and I believe that's it when it comes to Bard subclasses. So, there. College of Lore. This one gives you something extra to do with your what's it called? With your Bardic Inspiration. During an attack, when a creature is attacking you or someone else within 60 feet of you, you can use a reaction to expend a Bardic Inspiration. You roll your dice and you reduce either the attack roll, if no matter what you roll is going to be, it's still going to hit. You can use it on the attack damage instead, and reduce that or the attack roll by how much the inspiration rolled. You also gain additional magical secrets at level 6. You gain 2 spells from any list, and that includes cantrips. And they don't count towards the bard spells you know. So these are just more spells for you to have. And you also get Peerless Skill. You can use your own bardic inspiration to augment a skill check. So let's say you're a bard and you're trying to climb up a wall really quickly and you're not very strong. Well, you can add inspiration to your strength, your athletics check to try to scale that wall and get over that fucking wall. Or, you know, just make damn sure you're able to figure out what's in that book you're trying to read. You know? Stuff like that. Next up is College of Valor. God, you guys. Anyway, College of Valor. This one's more martial than the College of Lore, which leans a lot more on magic. I actually chose Lore for my bard because I'm like, fuck, I want all these spells. I want to be ridiculous. Polymorph, haste, fucking hypnotic pattern. Yes, sir. The College of Valor gains the ability to use medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. All martial weapons. They just automatic. What type of tea are you brewing?
I am going to make myself hot cocoa, and I'm also going to put a dead mouse in this thing.
You found a dead mouse 5?
On one of my tracks.
Alright. One fewer dead mouse 5. Anyway. That I could go for some Earl Grey, but not right now. Anyway. So yeah, they gain the ability to fight more like a warrior. They also gain the ability to have their inspiration when on someone else be used to add to their damage dice. Let me reread this. When an attack roll is made against a creature, it can use its reaction to... It can, if someone else attacks, who is it? When an attack roll is made against the creature, it can use its reaction. Oh, yeah, they can use the inspiration to boost their AC as well when they have combat inspiration. So yeah, it's a pretty beastly ability. Extra attack. They're the only bard, I think. Actually, no. College of Swords also has this. But at level 6, they get an extra attack. So when they use the attack action, they attack twice instead of once. By the way, everyone needs to know this. If you have the extra attack action, or extra attack ability, it does not mean you have 2 attack actions. It means you have one action that does 2 attacks. Yeah. So it's you press the attack button, you swipe twice. It's not attack button, swipe, attack button, swipe. So you can't, like, swipe and then quaff a potion. No. It's quaff a potion or swipe twice. Swipe to the left. Anyway. Finally, battle magic. You have mastered the art of weaving, spellcasting, and weapon use into a single harmonious act. When you use your action to cast a bard spell. You can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. So you can be like, shatter, stab you in the dick. And I believe, yeah, that's everything for the player's handbook. There is more in Xanthar's Guide to Everything. Let's crack this baby open. Oh. Ow. Disgusting. Egg everywhere. Especially on my penis. Anyway. So. They also include, like, the muse or embarrassments or special instruments, but that's ear elephant. So, this one is probably the most... Yes, a Dead Mau 5. That's why it's funny. Because his name is Dead Mau 5, but it's supposed to be Dead Mouse. With the profile of Mickey Mouse, which is just fantastic, and I'm amazed he hasn't gotten sued. Anyway, I have actually had someone use this first one as their bard character in one of my one-shots. Cassie hates the character because she didn't heal her when she was supposed to, but that's besides the point. College of Glamour. Now, this one I would really like to say is very much the kind of bard David Bowie as the Goblin King would have been. Yes, we have mice that try to invade our home.
It's what happens when you have a not completely...
Our place isn't
space.
sealed. There are places around our pipes that have holes. Like, the pipe is like this, the hole is like this. It's like hot dog down the Holland Tunnel. It's horrifying. But anyway, a lot like some of my exes. But that's besides the point.
But this time of year, they come out.
Yes. So, College of Glamour. At level 3, you gain the ability to weave a song of fey magic that imbues your allies with vigor and speed. As a bonus action, you can expend one use of your bardic inspiration to grant yourself a wondrous appearance. So, basically, you become David Bowie. When you do so, choose a number of creatures you can see that can see you within 60 feet of you, up to a number equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of 1. Each of them gains 5 temporary hit points. And when a creature gains these temporary hit points, it can immediately use its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking attacks of opportunity. And they increase at level... to 8 at level 5, 11 at level 10, and 14 at 15th level. So basically, you make them able to instantly run forward or run away if they need to, and they get extra HP. Hey, PsySpy. They also get Enthralling Performance. If you perform for at least 1 minute, you can attempt to inspire wonder in your audience by singing, reciting a poem, or dancing. Dance, magic dance, magic dance. I'm not very good at that song. At the end of the performance, choose a number of humanoids within 60 feet of you who watched and listened to all of it, up to a number equal to your charisma modifier, minimum 1. Each target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC or be charmed by you. While charmed in this way, the target idolizes you. It speaks glowing of you to anyone who talks to it, and it hinders anyone who opposes you, although it avoids violence unless it was already inclined to fight on your behalf. This effect ends if the target ends on the target after 1 hour, if it takes any damage, if you attack it, or if it witnesses you attacking or damaging any of its allies. And if it succeeds on its saving throw, it has no hint that you tried to charm it. So you can stealthily be just playing. Thank you. I think she is gorgeous.
Stop it. No.
Sly daggers.
No.
I don't quite know who you are, but thank you. She is absolutely gorgeous.
No.
And she's actually my fiancée. We get married in August.
Yes.
I don't know why she said yes, but she did. And also the enthralling performance is rechargeable after any kind of rest. Thank you. Mantle of Majesty. At 6th level, you gain the ability to cloak yourself in a fey magic that makes others want to serve you. See? She served me a drink. I love you.
I love you.
I have to drink because my throat is, like, really dry. Yes, she failed the saving throw. Anyway.
Oh my God.
As a bonus action, you cast Command without expending a spell slot. I made good use of that spell against you guys, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Betray. Run. I am a bard. I have an outfit and everything. It's ridiculous. And if I grab her mandolin, I look like a bard too, because I've got the big-ass stringed instrument.
I need to continue teaching myself
Or
that.
ocarina. I could use my ocarina.
I also need to continue teaching myself that.
Yeah. I don't know where my ocarina is.
Probably in the other room.
Probably in my car. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know where it is anymore. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a storage container that's perfect for drinking water so that we drink more.
Yeah, so, you know, we usually use these for food, but I grabbed this one and I'm like, I'm filling this with water and drinking a lot of water. So, we now drink lemon water out of it. It's great. Not lemonade, mind you, because there's no sugar in here.
Yeah. Just lemon juice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wicked smart. Anyway. Command bonus action. And you take the appearance of unearthly beauty for 1 minute. Like her.
Oh, stop it.
Or until your concentration ends. As if you were concentrating on a spell. During this time, you can cast Command as a bonus action on each of your turns without expending a spell slot. That's actually pretty fucking dope.
That's pretty beastly.
That's almost broken. Especially if they're using short bows.
Yeah.
Damn. Anyway, or they attack with vicious mockery.
Oh boy.
Make fun of people and also tell them, run. Dance. Any creature charmed by you automatically fails its saving throw against the command. Oh god. So you use enthralling performance to charm a bunch of people, but you have to be playing for at least 1 minute. That's fine. You start in a non-combat situation just playing a song and shit. Can I get a Will Sasso? Jesus. I haven't heard Will Sasso's name said for like 5 years. I think Stone Cold Steve Austin was still wrestling last time I saw Will Sasso. Oh god. Anyway, Unbreakable Majesty at level 14. Your appearance permanently gains an otherworldly aspect that makes you look more lovely and fierce. In addition, as a bonus action, you can assume a magically majestic presence, for 1 minute, or until you are incapacitated. For the duration, whenever any creature tries to attack you for the first time in a turn... excuse me,
Classic.
that was for you, baby. The attacker must make a charisma saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, it can't attack you on this turn, and it must choose a new target for its attack, or the attack is wasted. On a successful save, it can attack you on its turn, but it has disadvantage on any saving throw it makes against your spells on the next turn. Damn. And once you assume this majestic presence, you can't do it again until you finish any rest. Nice. Alright. Now, I believe there's 2 left. Yeah, 2 left. Whew.
Home stretch. You got this.
Yeah. I got a half hour. Let's go. College of Swords. Damn, I'm only doing bards and barbarians this time. Shit. College of Swords. There's a difference between this one and the College of Valor. Bonus proficiencies. If you're proficient with simple or martial melee weapons, you can use it as a spellcasting focus for your bard spells. And you gain proficiency with medium armor and the scimitar. You gain a fighting style. You can either choose dueling, where you hold one weapon in one hand and maybe a shield in the other, or 2-weapon fighting, where you're wielding 2 weapons, 2 rapiers or 2 scimitars, stuff like that. I'm not going to go into those because I'll go into fighting styles on a video all to their own, and also list which classes or archetypes can use them. You also gain Blade Flourish. At 3rd level, you can perform impressive displays of martial prowess and speed. When you take the attack action on your turn, your walking speed increases by 10 feet until the end of the turn. If a weapon attack that you make as part of the action hits a creature, you can use one of the following Blade Flourish options of your choice. You can only use 1 Blade Flourish option per turn. These are going to be interesting, because I don't think there's a cost. Oh, no, it's Bardic Inspiration. Cost for everything. Nothing's free in life, guys. Nothing's free. Defensive Flourish. You can expend 1 use of your Bardic Inspiration to cause your weapon to deal extra damage to the target you hit. The damage equals the number you roll on the Bardic Inspiration die. You also add the number rolled to your AC until the start of your next turn. So you can be like, blam! And then they're hit even harder, and then you're more well defended. Basically. Slashing Flourish. You can expend 1 Bardic Inspiration to cause your weapon to deal extra damage, and to any other creature of your choice you can see within 5 feet of you. The damage equals the number of the Bardic Inspiration dice, so you can hit more than 1 person in a turn per attack, or with 1 flourish. And Mobile Flourish. For the Inspiration die, you can cause the weapon to deal extra damage, and the damage... you also push the target up to 5 feet from you, plus a number of feet equal to the number rolled on the die. Great if you roll 5 or more. You can then immediately use your reaction to move up to your walking speed to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the target. Jesus. Level 6, you get an extra attack. I explained that earlier. Barbarians get that at level 5, by the way. So do fighters and paladins. And who else am I missing on that? Fighters, paladin. Oh, and rangers. Finally, Master's Flourish. 14th level. Whenever you use a Blade Flourish, you can roll a d6 and use it instead of expending a Bardic Inspiration die. That's actually pretty good. Then you can Blade Flourish every round. Ouch. Ouch. Alright. And this is the last one. It's been a long ride. I only know one person who used this one. It was John. I forgot, what kind of barbarian did you choose for yours?
We're a bard. You're on bard, not
I know,
barbarian.
but for when you were doing the white dragonborn. I'm just curious. I think it might have been either Berserker or Ancestral. I don't think it was Animal Totem.
Let me see.
I'm going to let her see, because I'm also stalling for time.
I did Totem Warrior, Spirit Seeker. So Path of the Totem Warrior, and I went Bear.
God damn it.
I was a basic bitch.
Yeah, well, your level 6 ability is going to suck. Anyway. I love you. Anyway. College of Whispers. This one's also a pretty interesting one. This one has to do more with the mind and making people crazy, or making people take damage to their brain. Like, for example, Psychic Blades. When you join the College of Whispers, you gain the ability to make your weapon attacks magically toxic to the target creature's mind. You can expend Bardic Inspiration to deal an extra 2d6 damage when you hit them. And you can only do it once per round, but this one only gets attacks once per round. And it does 2d6 Psychic at first, 3d6 at 5th level, 5d6 at level 10, and 8d6 at 15th. So, if you stick with it, it's absurdly strong. You also get Words of Terror. 3rd level, you can infuse innocent-seeming words with an insidious magic that can inspire terror. If you speak to a humanoid alone for at least 1 minute, you can attempt to seed paranoia in its mind. At the end of the conversation, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, Deefy. Anyway. Or be frightened of you or another creature of your choice. And the target is frightened this way for 1 hour. Until it is attacked or damaged, or until it witnesses its allies being attacked or damaged. If the target succeeds on the saving throw, the target has no hint that you tried to frighten it. So, this is what you bring to a political intrigue campaign. You know, something Game of Thronesy, where you try to have them be afraid of their strongest ally, because that ally is going to kill them when they get alone. And you don't want them to do that. You need to have them strike first. So yeah, you don't have to be a good guy in D&D. You can be a total dick. The world is your oyster. Anyway, speaking of oysters, John, who played this version of a bard, his wife has a jewelry business where her and her 4 years old, is she 4 years old now? I think she is. I think her birthday was recently. But her 4-year-old daughter and her shuck oysters that stink like no tomorrow.
For the pearls.
For the pearls. And it's adorable because the little girl wants to do it. Like, legit wants to do it. And my fucking cord is, like, getting all funky. Anyway, Mantle of Whispers. You gain the ability to adopt a humanoid's persona. When a humanoid dies within 30 feet of you, you can magically capture its shadow using your reaction. You retain this shadow until you use it or finish a long rest. You can use the shadow as an action. When you do so, it vanishes, magically transforming into a disguise that appears on you. You now look like the dead person, but healthy and alive. The disguise lasts for 1 hour, or until you end it as a bonus action.
Now that's some Game of Thrones shit.
That is also some Game of Thrones. This is a really good one for an RP-heavy campaign. This, oh my god. Oh, now I kind of want to make that adventure between you and him be like a campaign.
With intrigue and...
Yeah. Or, you know, someone wants to run a game where there's a lot of role play. I would love to be this bard. Anyway. While you're in the disguise, you gain access to all information that the humanoid would freely share with a casual acquaintance. Such information includes general details on its background and personal life, but doesn't include secrets. The information is enough that you can pass yourself off as the person by drawing on its memories. Another creature can see through this disguise by succeeding on a Wisdom Insight check, contested by your Charisma Deception check. You gain a +5 to that check. And you can't use that ability again until you finish any rest. The previous one as well, any rest. So these are really, really cool intrigue ability. Oh my god, imagine this in a Ravnica campaign. Oh my god. Disgusting.
I was gonna say you just creamed yourself, but yes.
Oh, I hope someone makes a Ravnica campaign, because I think I now have a character that I want to play more than my Luxodon monk. When you hear opportunity knocking, do not complain about the noise.
Dork.
Yeah. And finally, the capstone ability, which will put me at a half hour. There is a bug in here now.
When
Anyway.
I eat oysters, I don't like them cooked. I like them raw on the half shell.
Yeah, she wants them to kind of be like semen sliding down her throat.
Stop it. No, it just tastes better that way.
Anyway, the last ability...
I'm sorry, Moose. Oh, no. Sorry, not Moose. I'm sorry, Hector.
Just
I
call him
rewrote
HD.
everything.
Or HD Cat.
That's changing something I've been doing forever.
I know, but I don't want to risk the association causing him to lose another fucking channel for no reason. Anyhow, the last ability is Shadow Lore. At 14th level, you gain the ability to weave dark magic into your words and tap into a creature's deepest fears. Oh my god, this is perfect for Ravnica. As an action, you magically whisper a phrase that only one creature of your choice within 30 feet of you can hear. The target must make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. It automatically succeeds if it doesn't share a language with you or if it can't hear you. On a successful saving throw, your whisper sounds like unintelligible mumbling and has no effect. Well, shit. On a failed saving throw, the target is charmed by you for the next 8 hours, or until you or your allies attack it, damage it, or force it to make a saving throw. It interprets the whispers as a description of its most mortifying secret. You gain no knowledge of this secret, but the target is convinced you know it. The charmed creature obeys your commands for fear that you will reveal its secret. It won't risk its life for you or fight for you, unless it was already inclined to do so. It grants you favors and gifts it would offer to a close friend. When the effect ends, the creature has no understanding of why it held you in such fear. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. That is a disgustingly potent ability. That is something you use on the lieutenant of the big bad evil guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So, because every other class have long-ass descriptions like that for their side jobs, I guess you could say, I'm not going to do a third one tonight, but I will do Cleric, and I think Cleric's all I'll be able to do, because Jesus Christ, fuck. Clerics have the most subclasses of any primary class in all of D&D.
Really?
Holy shit.
I was unaware.
Yeah. Like, the most. And one of them, the one that's in Xanathar's, is one that is so good, a lot of people have stated it should have been one that was in the player's handbook. Oh, my ass! Oh, and it'll be the first one I've gotten to that also has a subclass in the DMG. Yep. There are some subclasses in the Dungeon Master's Guide. And it's going to be one that I can end with something from Ravnica. Because there's only 2 subclasses in here. The other one is Druid. But, yeah, and there's only 2 in the DMG as well. The other one is Paladin. So, holy shit. That was a lot. A lot, guys. A lot. So, I'm going to open this to questions. Do any of you have any questions about either of these 2 classes? I hear crickets. That was for you.
I mean, I think you covered most things.
Yeah. Oh, also, if you want to multi-class, you need to get 13 in the primary stats of the class you want to add. So, for example, we'll just use Bards and Barbarians as the 2 that you want to together. If you start as a Bard, you're going to need a 13 in your Strength and a 13 in your Constitution to add Barbarian to your list. And if you are a Barbarian and want to go Bard, you need a 13 in your Charisma. My Barbarian will never do that. I don't... Okay, so you guys are talking about stuff that has nothing to do with the stream.
It's
got it.
Good.
No, it's okay. I just got all hip, but it's a private conversation, and I feel like I'm completely left out of it. So, So guys, if you didn't already know by these deep dives there and how I'm describing all these abilities and pointing out, oh my god, this is awesome, oh my god, this could be great in this situation, and this could be great in that situation, it's because I'm also trying to think of how I can use them as a DM. So let's say I want my players to face off against a barbarian. Okay, they come up on this guy who is praying. You can't really make out the words he's using, but he very obviously looks like he's praying to something or someone.
Kill him.
Kill him. He notices your approach, and he turns around. He makes a gesture as if praising his deity, then looks at you, and darkness flashes in his eyes.
Told you to kill him.
Dum, 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 as his veins pop. He roars as he rushes you with his great axe. Roll initiative! And then they find out later, after they killed him, a cleric of the same order came by and was like, oh no, he's dead! Revive!
Kill him again.
And he just comes back, more pissed off. Only this time with the cleric at his side.
Kill them both.
You kill him again, the cleric just gets him right back up. You have to kill the healer first.
Or waste all their spells.
Or that. Yeah, that's actually a problem with YouTube. It's not your issue. That's why I say follow me on Twitter at DJ Winza. I post, and I include the time that I'm going to be streaming. And if you didn't already know, it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mondays and now Saturdays. I stopped doing the weekday things because nobody shows up, just like now. Let's be honest, next to nobody shows up. Just my super elites. Yes, you are HD Cat. You are following me on Twitter. And forgive me if you see a whole shit ton of hashtags, but that's how tweets get seen nowadays.
It's how they've always.
Yeah, it is. Now, let's see. Apparently, there's multiple things. What? Why are you sending me videos? Or why did you send me a video? Poopy cakes. Well, anyway. So I'm going to hold off on the story of... Oh, shit. Hey, PsySpy. Thank you for the subscription. Shit.
Yeah, that reminds me, I should probably go
That was
on.
probably from Twitch. Yeah, I thought I had a whole bunch of new followers. And by the way, subscription means they either used their Twitch Prime, which allows you to subscribe to one person every month, and it automatically, it gives them money for free. And the Twitch bug was Twitch, I guess, restarting their server or something. Because what happened was every follower that I had, my bot that shows that thing that you just saw. By the way, if someone wants to do that again, Cassie's going to be doing it. If someone wants to do that, you'll see it'll appear again. But that would show up, and it had everyone who's ever hit follow on my channel on Twitch show up again. Yeah, so it was fine. It didn't change my number of followers.
Bug.
Yeah, it was an innocent bug. It didn't remove anything. It just made it so that it looked like I was being invaded, which, yeah, I guess the drawback to it was it got my hopes up that I was getting popular. But I'm not. So, Christina, Moosgal, and HD Cat. The two of you, I would love to have in a game where I catch you guys up on 5th edition D&D. I can make a character for you. I believe Moosgal wanted to be a half-orc or an orc. Hopefully, if there's other classes you want me to do for you, I'll be able to teach you in-game how to do it. Be like, oh, hey, this ability does this. You may want to use that. All you need is 2 hours. An 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. block on a Monday or Saturday, because I'm just doing one-shots. So you just got to do it once. And you can be like, oh, hey, yeah, I did it. Now, you guys have been here for most of the stream. You can't tell me you didn't have 2 hours to spend.
I don't have 2 hours to spend.
Liar!
I have a lot of things going on in my life, you know?
I usually make 2 hours.
Yeah, well, for you, it's like midnight to 2 p.m. or 2 a.m.
It's currently 2:48, but that's because the clocks went forward tonight.
What do you need? All you need is a web page, the Discord application, which is free, and you can have that on your smartphone, or you can have that on your PC. I have it on my PC. And a microphone that actually works. Oh, and a headset. So that I don't hear myself talk. Even though I love to hear myself talk.
Oh, I know.
I love you.
I love you.
Just go to Discord. Oh, the webpage is... Actually, you don't technically need the webpage, but... well, you don't have dice. So you would just need the dice roller. So you just go to the Wizards of the Coast dice roller.
Just Google dice roller, and the one that says Wizards of the Coast, that's the one you want.
Yeah. I mean, it's that simple. Cassie uses it for hers because she doesn't want to roll dice on her desk because she doesn't have much room there. So,
plus I want to limit the noise.
Plus I can always throw the link at you. So, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so you can roll your dice, Discord, the character that I would make for you, which I would also send you as an email, or, I can just give you a link and be like, oh, hey, see this? This is your character. Super simple. So, there's a lot of ways. A lot of ways.
Oh, well. I already have it.
You already claimed the 3 months of Switch Online? For free? Give me a second. I want to look at what you just posted. Custom Impala.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. You forgot the username. Scheiße. Hold on. I know you were on here. Hey, Moose Gal. It's Moose Gal. All lowercase letters. You'll be fine. Ouch, my butt. Ugh. Did you do it under a month ago? I think you did it under a month ago. Wait, something just... No, nothing popped up yet. There we go. Mwah. Mwah. Anyway. So, yeah. Oh, God. You want a link? Just Google. Just go to google.com. Oh, God
For the
damn
dice roller, I'll post it.
Yeah, go ahead and post it. Because it's free to use. Sure, go ahead. What is it, PsySpy? No, I don't have time to. I don't have any connections. I don't have anyone I can talk to about it. And I don't have the money to hire a manager.
Yeah. A lot of times you need to be near, at least initially, near a studio and know the right people.
I mean, I'm walking distance from New England studios.
However, they do more.
They don't do animation. They don't do video games.
Yeah, they do. Movies, TV shows, commercials.
Yeah.
And they're still new, so they...
Although they did do a couple of really good shows and movies. Yeah. What was the TV show?
Oh, fuck.
I just know it was one that was Stephen King. Castle Rock, thank you. Which is really good and features a few areas around my house. There was also what was it called? Slenderman, which it
wasn't a terrible movie.
Yeah, it wasn't a terrible movie, but I was able to recognize huge chunks of the set area. In fact,
they filmed in our neighborhood.
Yeah, one row park. Over in our trailer park.
I watched them film it. It was
fun. I did interview him, but it was like at PAX East 4 years ago, and they have not made another game since. They're kind of riding on the coattails of that one game, and I'm really sad about that because they could take, with minimal effort, all the bosses from that game and just give Enzo Coriodan a base set of moves and just have them all controlled the same way and make a fighting game out of it with minimal effort. They have the animations, they have the graphics, they have the art.
And yeah, the Slender Man thing, yeah, and there was a documentary about that.
Yeah, that's a completely different thing.
But that's actually why there were a lot of protests considering the Slender Man movie that was released last year.
It did not have anything to do with the girls that killed someone over Slender Man. Because may they fucking die quickly.
Yeah. They're still, like, young.
Yeah, they're not even 18 yet, are they?
Nope.
I do not know where the legendary Mothman is. But he was prophesied. Anyway, so I really went off the rails of D&D.
Yeah.
I would love for somebody, and this is a hope that any of you out there that have the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, and for some reason someone showed you this video, I want to play with you. I want to play a character. I already know what class I want to be. I just need to figure out what guild. But they have a personality test in here for that. Character creation. Right here. Questionnaire. I can't show it for too long because I'll get copyright claims. But yeah, what's important to me? Nature and science. Where would you rather spend your time? In a laboratory or in the nature growing things? I'll choose in the laboratory. Doing what? Tinkering with technological devices or modifying life forms to suit my vision? If I choose tinkering with technological devices, is it League? If I choose modifying life forms to suit my vision, Simic Combine. Or go all the way back to where would you rather spend your time? In the nature growing things, doing what? Building a peaceful community in harmony with nature, Selesnya Conclave. Clearing away the edifices of civilization so nature can grow again, Gruul clans. Or recycling the waste of society into new growth, Golgari Swarm. What's important to me? Learning other people's secrets and keeping my own, House Demir. Yeah, I know. You're right, but yeah, you know, it's a personality test that lets you choose where you think your character would end up best. And you just pick from this. And it fits. Because the clan or the guilds all have something to do in Ravnica. They all have different kinds of characters you can run into, different kinds of quests you can run for them, and they're all based on which one you are. Like, Cassie and I were both Selesnya Conclave, and what was it? Is it League? Was that what? No, he wasn't Isnik Leave, or Isik Leave, or Is it League? I think he was Boros.
I believe so.
Which is military might in the pursuit of justice.
Yes, it was Boros. Definitely Boros.
I think 3 of us were Selesnya. Because the other guy was a druid, also of Selesnya. Yeah. But Ravnica is really fucking cool. You wouldn't expect it to feel so good in Dungeons and Dragons, but it fits very well as its own world. I love Rick and Morty. I can't wait for the new season to come out. By the way, record that. Send that to the guys who make it. Also, let them know I do voiceover work if they're willing to pay me. And it is now 10 p.m. I've done 2 classes. My throat hurts like I've been sucking on dick all day. I'm done. I love you. Remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever kind of character you play. Oh, you want to say goodbye? Go ahead, say goodbye.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah. Later.
Cassie?
See you later.
Yeah, and remember, I love you all. But I'm tired, so get the fuck out of my house.